I fly from Nairobi, Kenya for 1.5 hours. I come from the shilling zone. I go into the birr. 33 currencies in Africa. 33 currencies. None of which is used to conclude transactions anywhere. I come to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and I show my shilling. They say, what is this? But let me show the dollar. Oh, this is it. Let me show the euro. This is it. 80% of transactions in Africa are concluded outside of the continent in dollars.
The weapon that could destroy America isn't a bomb, it's de-dollarization. Nations are quietly abandoning the US dollar after decades of America weaponizing it through sanctions. BRICS countries are creating alternative trading systems, while central banks stockpile gold instead of dollars. Here's why this matters. America's exorbitant privilege lets it finance massive deficits by printing money the world must use. As countries shift away, US borrowing costs will rise, forcing painful budget cuts or tax hikes.
While the world grapples with inflation and debt dependency, one African nation is standing tall. Tanzania, under the bold leadership of President Samia Suluhu Hassan, has just drawn a red line. No more US dollars for local transactions, she declares. But what does this mean for the East African giant? And for Africa at large? This is not just a monetary policy, it's a bold statement of sovereignty. This is Africa rising. In a decisive move in early 2025, Tanzania officially banned the use of the US dollar in domestic transactions.
Look at little Qatar. Little Qatar. Qatar is smaller than the state of Bauchi. Look at the stadium that they have built in 8 years with one resource, natural gas. Compare that, permit me to speak my mind. Compare that with Nigeria. The 5th largest producer of oil on earth. And yet they are accused of fuel in the capital. How can we excuse that? How can we possibly excuse that? With gas from the Delta, we are flaring the gas. The Democratic Republic of Congo, with minerals worth $34.1 trillion under her belly. What is she famous for? War. Is that conspiracy from anybody? No. It is us. And you can go on and look at the area even of vaccination. Not a single African country produced vaccine. We were begging. Oh, AstraZeneca, come to us. Oh, Moderna, come to us. Oh, come to... Why should we be given? Don't we have scientists? When I travel across the world, there are Nigerian scientists in all over the world doing amazing things. But when they come here, you pay them $100 per month. No conspiracy. It is us. And until the day we are able to say that there is something wrong with the things we are doing, we are always going to blame other people. Those of you who are a little older will remember that 30 years ago, China was not famous for much. They were only famous for Chairman Mao, for the Long March. Today, even the toothpicks in your hotels here in Winneba are from China. You go to the shops, even the inauthentic Kentes are from China. They have franchised, indeed patented Kente. You go home, your television is Chinese or Korean. You are being persuaded to use your phones. I suspect you are either using Samsung or Huawei. What did China do 30 years ago? They made a decision that we are going to change our education system. And they changed the education system. They engaged in agriculture. They engaged in technology. They engaged in medicine. They engaged in everything. And today, China is the second strongest economy in the world, with a GDP of no less than 19 trillion United States dollars. Compare that with little Ghana. Compare that with little Sierra Leone. Compare that with little Kenya, with little all these countries. What they did was to change their minds in order to change their future. And that is why when we are building roads, whether it's in Nairobi, Kenya, or in Accra, Ghana, or in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, or in Senegal, or in Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso, or Bamako in Mali, or Harare in Zimbabwe, or in Zambia, who do we find? Chinese. Because they changed their minds. The time is now for us to change our minds. The academics who are here must agree with me that we have sinned and fallen short of the expectations of our countries. And that the time is now to say that we should be forgiven. And if our generation committed those mortal sins, you up there must not repeat those mistakes. You must not repeat those mistakes. You must use the examples and the experience so that you do not step on the landmines that we stepped on. That is why Chinua Achebe said, "Where are the young suckers that will grow when the old banana dies?" These are old bananas. You are the young suckers. When you see our judges dressing, they still dress like Father Christmas. Whoever told us that justice could only be administered when you dress like Father Christmas, I do not know. When we are citing, even deciding a matter on land law in Ghana, in Cape Coast, we still want to cite some decision that was made by some English judge in the 13th century, as if we did not have our own land laws. We live in a world where we are so mentally captured that those of you in the middle class, your greatest claim to fame is that my daughter can no longer speak Chui, and is meant to be a badge of honor. It is a badge of complete colonial conquest. Go to the countries in the Scandinavia, which we can dare compare ourselves with. Go to Denmark, they teach in Danish. Go to Norway, they teach in Norwegian. Go to Sweden, they teach in Swedish. Go to Finland, they teach in Finnish. Go to Korea, they teach in Korean. Go to China, they teach in Chinese. Go to Japan, they teach in Japanese. Then they meet the world. But you and me, here I am waxing eloquent in English, not in Kiswahili. We must revamp our curriculum. And we must have the courage to do so as I speak to you now. They are teaching Yoruba and Twi at universities outside of this continent. Why? Because language is a multi-million-dollar, multi-billion city industry. It is only us who do not know. Those of you who are religiously inclined, we are the only visitors in Jerusalem. And we cannot enter the 21st century with that mindset.
So right behind your forehead is a lump of brain called prefrontal cortex. This is the conscious mind. The conscious mind has wishes, desires, aspirations. What do you want from your life? Creative. Conscious mind is about 10%. The rest of the brain, 90%, is called the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is primarily habits, and the fundamental habits didn't come from me. The last trimester of pregnancy and the first 7 years of your life, your brain is operating at a low vibrational frequency called theta, and theta is hypnosis. How do you learn to be a member of a family, in a community, in a culture? You watch other people. You focus on your family, see how they do everything. You learn from everybody else. So the programs that you get for the first 7 years are not yours. They came from other people, and they pass that on to you. But the problem is, it's not just the previous generation, the generation before, the generation before, so we pass down through the family. Here's the problem, big time. Science has found that 95% of our life, we're thinking. When the conscious mind is thinking, it's not paying attention. When the conscious mind is not paying attention, the subconscious program is the default. Well, if you understand that, then it says only 5% of the time you're running your life with your creative mind, the wishes and the desires and what you want. 5%, 95% of your life is coming from the program. Yeah, but the program is not your wishes and desires, it's other people's behavior. 95% of the day you are playing programs that psychologists tell us are limiting, disempowering, self-sabotaging. All of us, every one of us, every day, plays programs that we don't see, and they're not ours. All we see is the result. And we go, oh my goodness, this is not what I wanted. Yeah, but this is what you created.